Hi, my name's Ashley, and I chose to write my paper on Bryan Stevenson. He's a lifelong fight for justice and social change. An introduction. As a social work major, Bryan commitment to justice reform influences me because it emphasizes the importance of justice, respect for all individuals, and dignity. Reason 2, as a prospective social worker, his focus on human rights and structural change inspires me to oppose racial injustice and stand up for the unprivileged. Slide 3 is just a little bit about his early life. His full name, Bryan Stevenson. He was born on November 14, 1959. Place of birth, Milton, Delaware, in the United States. A little bit of his family history. He was raised in a segregated community. Father worked in a factory and mother was a school teacher. Critical childhood events. He witnessed racial inequities early in life, which fueled his passion for justice. Slide 4 just shows his education and achievements. His undergraduate was at Eastern University. He went to law school to Harvard. Some of his key achievements: he founded the Equal Justice in 1989, advocated for the abolishment of the death penalty for minors, successfully fought for the release of innocent people from death row, and wrote the best-selling book Just Mercy in 2014. Bryan Stevenson graduated from Harvard Law in 1985 and founded the Equal Justice through EGI. He fights racial biases and wrongful convictions, including the case of Walter McMillan, who was exonerated after being wrongfully sentenced to death. Slide 5 just shows some interesting facts about him. Awards: he received the MacArthur Genius Grant in 1995. Some of his personal challenges: he faced death threats and hostility due to his activism. His TED Talk, We Need to Talk About an Injustice, has millions of views. He advocates for getting proximate to injustice, emphasizing empathy and understanding in social justice efforts. Slide 6 is just influence and his legacy. He is still alive, he's still working, he still leads the EGI. He has influenced new generations of social workers, educators, and lawyers. He advocates for systemic change and racial justice. His book and film, Just Mercy, continues to inspire and reform. Bryan Stevenson's influence continues through his leadership of the EGI, where he remains dedicated to criminal justice reform. His work has led to the release of many wrongfully convicted individuals and has sparked national conversations about racial biases and equality in the justice system. His book, Just Mercy, and its movie adaptation have further spread his message, inspiring a new generation of advocates for justice. His legacy is shaping how we think about fairness, empathy, and reform, and his fight for equality continues to impact social work, law, and education. In conclusion, the criminal justice system and social work have been significantly influenced by Bryan and his work. Those who support structural change are still motivated by his message of justice, equity, and empathy. His beliefs inspire me to confront injustice and strive for a just society as a social worker. My career path as a social worker is greatly influenced by Bryan. I'm motivated by his legacy to defend the weakest people and strive for a more just society. And that should be all for